Hi, good day everybody. Welcome to Mindful Mentor. I was looking at a few queries that my students had sent me all across, and I noticed that a lot of these queries come in with regards to speaking. So I decided to do a short video on how to do your speaking, especially the cue card section. Now, quite often I'm asked, you're given a question and subsets of questions, and how do you answer it without actually getting things wrong? How do you know that you answered things in 2 minutes? How do I increase my vocabulary? How do I manage to sound cohesive or coherent, or how do I improve my speaking so that it sounds very interesting to the person who's listening to? So there are three things to look at when you're doing your speaking. First thing is that you are given a question and sub-questions. This is to guide you in terms of how you need to speak. So use your 1 minute that you're given to do the draft to actually do a draft. Now, most of you would say that I'm pretty good at drafting things myself. I just need to think it in my head. That's okay. But you are given a minute. It would be better for you to plan if you're going to win this battle. What's the first thing to do? Look at the questions carefully and then choose to answer each question with a word or a two in terms of how you're going to describe it. If you're asked to describe a person, quite often the questions you'll be asked is, who is the person, or how did you meet them, or what's inspiring about them? So if the person is going to be a grandfather, let's say that the person who's most interesting to me is my grandfather. So my draft will include grandfather related to my mother's side. Now, how did I meet him? He's related to my mother's side. So this explains the relationship and how I'm connected to them. What's interesting about them? Now, this is the part where I write words about describing a person. Character or adjectives involving character and involving descriptions are very important. And these are the vocabularies that will bring you up to a band 8. So your draft must definitely have 1 or 2 words that describe this person. What did you find interesting about them? Systematic, loving, caring, homely, strict, methodical, different, thinking out of the box. These are all words that you can use in order to describe them. The second part of this is the question order. This is also something I'm asked quite often. Annie, do we have to answer things in the same way? No. The answer is no. You do not have to follow the order. The questions are given in order to guide you. So you can use them as you wish. Now, here's the third thing. This is something that people ask me most often. How do I make this sound interesting? I mean, I just got 1 minute to prepare and I've got all these things to say and I can't remember them. You're right, you can't remember them. So what's the easy way to do this? Very simple. Deliver your cue card section like you would a story. If you're asked about an interesting person or a person who inspired you the most, you'll be asked questions like, who are they? How did you meet them? What is interesting about them? What quality of theirs influenced you? And you do your draft and then you use the story section in order to deliver your story. So, in case of this, I would choose to answer by saying that I would like to talk about my grandfather, who according to me is the most interesting person I've ever met. He is my mother's father and he's been with us for quite some time. From my childhood days itself, I've always noticed him to be a very systematic man. There was a routine to everything that he did. Not a day goes by without him walking around his garden to look and check on anything that requires his assistance. Quite often, I meet people who come to him for just talking, to listen, to get an advice. He's always around offering a lending hand to someone in need or taking somebody under his wings when there is a requirement for it. One of the most influential things, or rather, one of the most interesting things I've seen about him is his ability to cut through any sort of situation to give you an answer. Now, please notice the way I've responded to this. I've answered questions as to who he is, how he's related, what's interesting about him, what about him has influenced you. The part about what about him has influenced me is the only thing that I haven't answered in this. But I have actually described him. I've not chosen an order for it. I've made an order myself. Now this is the way that this is a trick that you can use to answer your cue card sections. So why don't you go ahead and give it a go and let me know what you think about it on my page Mindful Mentor, or you can just send me a message on Facebook. Sorry, I stammer a bit because I'm talking about a lot of things, but then happy learning.